today, as above, so below. We're talking about Wednesday, and we're talking about Mercury energy. This is your first time in my life. My name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATR. The ATRs are the African traditional religion by which we harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. To each and every one of you guys that have been following me, I do not teach my personal beliefs or my practices, but I teach universal laws, because universal laws are applicable and apply to each and every one of us, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, whether you are just an onlooker trying to understand magic, conjure, mysticism, and how they work. Especially to my melanated people, those that have melanin in their DNA. These lives are expressly for melanated people, and especially those Black Americans. What's up, Mother Susan in the house? To each and every one of you guys that have been following me. I am tomorrow. I will be in Tampa. I maybe an hour ago got back into the city. I'm home, and I decided to do a live. In spite of how I've been feeling, I'm getting over cold or whatever symptoms going on. But I am determined to make sure it doesn't interfere in my ceremony on tomorrow. And so I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys that have donated towards my Mafedi Fun Ana ceremony. And I also want to say hello to my Padrino, to my Oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Pala, Mystic, and Adjays. I took some cayenne pepper, so my stomach is on fire. I also want to say, what's up, my Boaz in the house? I also want to say hello to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. If you have not been following me or following my healing journey, my journey in Ocha, and all of the things that I have been going through, I have just been trying to document my process. I have been doing magic ever since I was a child. I was born with the gifts that I have, and I like to say that because you have to always consider the source by which you are listening. And I want to talk about something today, because this is Bible study. Mercury energy is about all is mind. And I want to talk and discuss, many of you guys, thank you for hitting that like button. I want to discuss real magic, real conjure, real mysticism, putting yourself in positions to live the reality of the thoughts that you have. And I titled this particular message, Don't Let Your Mind Play Tricks on You. And I know that we're, this is October 1st. I got my pension checks today to help me out with my ceremony. And the reason why, and I stress so hard about my mental clarity incense and my peace incense, because a lot of times people don't understand when you're receiving information, depending on what type of information you have received, your mind can play tricks on you and make you think that you said something you didn't say. And especially if you're a person like me, do a lot of communication and conversation in your head, a lot of times you would think you actually said something, you did something that you really didn't do. And I want to come from that kind of a concept to all my my Libras, my Aquarius placement, and my Gemini and Virgo, and any and my rising sign is Pisces. So Pisces people are in their head a lot, and anybody that is in their head a lot, I want to really share something that is going to be really impactful. One of the things that I have done, that I have utilized facts, I have utilized truth when it comes to issues concerning melanated people. And the reason why I want to discuss this, how powerful the mind is. And I don't think that enough people that are operating in spirituality understand your mind. And that the tool that it is. It processes information. And in the scripture, it talks about being a hearer only and not a doer of the word. And I want to stay kind of in that concept that you can create a reality only in your mind, only projected in your mind, of things because of information you have. I'm going to say this again. The mind is a filter for information. What's up, my Ryan? My cardinal error. The mind is a filter for information, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But when a man or woman, a melanated man or woman, chooses not to apply what they know, what happens is that the mind places that information in categories. And because the mind is a place of abstract thought, it, depending on how much focus that you have on the information that you're not applying, it will create a reality, a manifestation mentally. As some people use the concept mental new, a reminder that information is present. What's up, my Demetrius? And why that is important, this is why you see people having such an issue of staying in their own lane. These are people that are not applying the information that they possess mentally. I'm going to say this again. You can feel, but based on what you have been informed, that you're actually living in the reality as though you have applied it. Application brings a person to a state of recognizing what they can apply versus what they have not applied. When you are an individual that you have received, and this is the dangerous part of my lives, this is the dangerous part of my classes, and you have heard me say this over and over. If you're not ready to take action, and my sister Tree under my Aries is in the house, and I was talking to my eldest son about life and what he had, what he was projecting himself to do once he left my house, and I had such a Tree Rhonda to talk to him. And one of the things that my eldest son said to her, that he said, "Dad is trying to scare me. Life is not that hard." He's a water sign. Why am I speaking about this? Because in your mind, you can connect the dots. You can get from point A to point B, just like that. In reality, it's not that simple. It's not that complex, but it's not that simple. And when you have already come to conclusions in your mind, okay, yes, I know I need candle work, but I don't apply the candle work. I know I need graveyard work, but I don't apply. Application will help you in your mind. If you ever went to any form of schooling, and one of the things people will tell you, never proofread your writing. What's up, my baby Scorpio? Never proofread your writing, because your mind is going to interject in spaces words that you did not write on paper. I'm going to say it again. When you are performing magic and conjure, you have to regulate the mind. Application anchors you in reality. The mental world is very different, even though it is an instrument. Our mind is an instrument we use for manifestation. But when you are a person that is just gathering information, you are here only. You're not a doer. What you're going to find is finding yourself in a lot of situations and circumstances up under delusion that your mind has created out of the information that you have received. Not only can you create delusion out of misleading information, you can actually create delusion out of concrete, factual information. When you are not applying what you're learning, your mind is going to create a space for that information. It'll have you believing you can fly. It'll have you believing you can just go out and buy a house. Because the mind is going to fill in all the blanks, whether it's real or not, whether it's factual or not. The mind is going to tell you you already have that. Information that is given to you is for purpose. And if you, sir and ma'am, are not going to utilize that information, I don't get on social media and I don't become transparent trying to prove how tough I am, how real I am, how genuine I am. I want people to have a sober mind and think. And this is why I use that term constantly. In order to respect the information that you're possessing, you must be sober-minded. You cannot be intoxicated with your own personal delusion. This is why the Bible said a man is right in his own eyes. I think I might have to take some feverfew. The closer I get to receiving this Orisha, the crazier things are getting. And I know I'm tired from the drive. Then I checked. I just GPS where he, moved at. So it's over 3 hours. This is why it is good to research and to search, so you can have some type of logistics, some type of factual information. A lot of times, the mind will make you feel either you're not that far off from a blessing, or you're considerably off from the blessing. This is why I talk to, I do have conversations in Texas with people trying to tell them, especially Virgo, or anybody that thinks like that, not to overthink. Counting your biddies. Sticking to the facts. When you allow your mind to create hypotheticals are what if. Those are hypothetical. And the reason why that is not good, because you can actually respond in life, in real time, based off of a hypothetical or what if situation, and the situation did not happen. What if he do this? What if she do this? What if he say this? What if will keep you from getting the reality of healing and deliverance or salvation or breakthrough that you actually desire. I remember having a situation with my biological father, and I was saying in my mind, what if he says something that it's gonna hurt me I wanted to know certain things from him, but I had too much fear in what if he said something. And I was saying in my mind, then I'm going to have to kill my dad. Because I can't take any form of rejection. I can't take any form of... I had let my mind run away with me in hypothetical. This is why I'm explaining this to you. And so my eldest son said, Dad, what do you want to ask Granddad? So I told my son what I really wanted to know. Sometimes you have to allow other people to speak in your behalf because your mind is racing. Your mind is has created too many scenarios. So you're not stable in your thinking. You're not operating in a sober mind. So you got to have somebody that understands what you want, but they're able to articulate it in your behalf. I hope that makes some sense to somebody. In this platform for melanated people, depending on where you are mentally, you can receive the same information because of the fact you're not going to apply it. You're going to receive it on different types of foundation. Demetrius said total sense. When you are just listening to be listening and not listening with the intention of applying, it causes you to create categories, images in your mind that will help you relate to the information even though you have not applied it 1 second, 1 day, 1 hour, 1 month, 1 week. When the mind is tired, when the mind is not stimulated, it is not sharp, for various reasons. I use this terminology, too many irons in the fire. Your thoughts are not focused because you got too many irons in the fire. When you're trying to multitask different areas of your life, you have to understand that your mind is going to make space for the multitasking. In other words, because your mind is focused on so many things, it's going to fill in the blank in things that you have not completed. Yes, in my personal belief, that women are better at multitasking than men, but I also believe that men and women run into the same problem because of trying to multitask, trying to do more than one thing at a time when you don't have your complete attention and focus on something. Just because you are mentally present for what you're thinking about does not mean that you are consistent in the thoughts that you're having about the same subject matter. Because your mind can go in and out of a situation and go back to a situation in a split second. So it looks like you never left the building. And when the truth is, you left the building. You can be involved in a conversation and check out and be back in time as though you never left out, and there's certain things you did not hear because you checked out, and therefore you cannot respond correctly because there's spaces of that conversation you did not just hear. Communication of the mind, having understanding that your mind can play tricks on you, is for you to observe your train of thought. If it was simple, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. What's up, Raina in the house? 69. That when I'm packing, because one of the things, and I have caught myself that I thought I put certain things in the car because in my mind I knew I needed it, and that's why I go back over a checklist. Just because you think you have done something. Have you ever I think I was talking to Mother Susan, and I was looking for a particular herb, and I knew I had it in my mind, and I went over to the same area, picked up every herb that I had. I thought I did not see it. When I prayed about it, the Spirit sent me back to the same area, and there was my wormwood. That's how powerful your mind can play tricks on you. What's up, my Sagittarius from Detroit? At work, y'all know I believe in making that money by any means necessary. And if you are not taking things like lion's mane, certain herbs like or mushrooms like chaga and turkey tail. I also take lily of the valley for my mind. I also take certain minerals like silver and copper. Those are mineral traces that can be ingested that allow your mind to function at its optimum level. When you overthink, you're burning out cells in your mind, even though your mind regenerates cells constantly. This is why oxygen goes to the brain. The brain is an electromagnetic field that sends out signals. And this is why brain health is important for your mind. Your mind is not your brain. Your brain is your organ. Your mind is your consciousness. I'll explain. Your doctor cannot cut your brain open and see your thoughts, but your thoughts are there. I have did certain exercises, and I tell people to close their mouth and call my name. That's the real you. It can speak, it can smell, it can see, it can hear without you using your organs. When you don't understand your consciousness or your mind and you think it's about your brain, no, it connects with the brain to send out signals, to send out images, to send out pictures, and this is why you hear me talk about casting down imagination. Things that you have created and with information, whether you got it from a reliable source or whether you got it from a fictitious source, it's still information. And your brain is going to, your mind is going to place it in categories. And in that, they're going to create certain reality. And you may find yourself believing something that your mind has created for you. I remember on my way to work one day, and for whatever reason, I felt like I left the stove on. And me turning around and headed back to my house, not this house, but my house in Bureau. And I was headed back there. Even though with my eyes, I could see there was no fire, no smoke. I can clearly see I was watching the whole time, but in my mind, I left the stove on. And I literally could feel the heat behind the door. That's how convinced I was about leaving the stove on. I need y'all to hear me. Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. What's up, Kanisha? And when I unlocked the door, if there was a fire in my house, not only I would see the smoke, but the touching of the knob, the doorknob, would have been hot. My mind did not calm down from that situation, so I literally had to put my hand on the stove. Me walking in my kitchen did not calm my mind down. Me physically placing my hand on the stove, feeling that the stove was cold, convinced my mind at that point that there was no fire. That's how powerful your mind can play tricks on you and have you doing things and have you believing things that are not in any form of reality, only in your mind. This is why I tell people about information. You have to be careful how your mind processes the information. And let me tell you something about information. Except you cast it out, that information is still in your mind. That doubt, that unbelief, that worryation, that fear, if you're not driving it out through some form of ceremony, through mental clarity or peace instant, then you have to understand your consciousness, which is melanin, which is your connectivity to the universe. It can store all that information. When you are trying to get something done, you have to regulate the information that you intake, and you have to regulate what compartment of your consciousness that information is coming from, that is actually sending out signals to your emotions.
Yep, that's why you got to be mindful of the information you take in from outside sources. As that my baby Scorpio said, what is that? Apple tree. Patients go through phantom pain after having a limb removed. Amputee patients go through phantom pains after they have limbs removed, which is in their mind playing tricks on them.
Now, amputee, let me explain that part. Even when your body dies, you still have a body. We call it astral body. That is not really a mind thing. Because they still have the energy. The energy is still there even though the arm is gone, even though the leg is gone. That's why when they pass over, they still got legs and arms. Because your real body is eternal. So just because you lose certain parts of your physical body does not eradicate your energy, because energy cannot be destroyed.
So I hope that makes sense. He mentioned mental clarity, peace, and I have got to get some of this. That was
Yeah. So I'm not, listen, when I say I don't come to my platform to try to change anybody's mind, I need you to understand who you are and what the composite that you're made of. And when you don't understand that you are multi-dimensional and you can't rationale that there's parts of you that are processing information even though you're consciously not able to know that information is running in the background. Just because you're not thinking has nothing to do with those thoughts ever being cast away, because you never cast those thoughts away. When you sit there in a doctor visit, or sit there and listen to a lawyer, or sit there and listen to a judge, or sit there and listen to your family, or whatever, those words that they spoke in your conference, your circumference, is still in your energy field, and some of them penetrate. And a lot of times you're responding off of the thoughts and the opinions of other people that you're taking on as your own. This is why it's very important. If you know that you have pressing issues, you have to be more selective than anybody else. Because what you think can actually impact your life. How you think can actually impact your life. What you're thinking about can actually impact your life. And your mind, because it is a center that is used to connect with ideas and thoughts in the air element, in the ether, anything can be real. Real to you. When somebody believes that they're being attacked, this is why you hear them throwing the word around spiritual psychosis. The fact that you think that you are under attack brings you up under attack. The idea that you think somebody has the power to take away something from you or block you in some form or fashion is because you have allowed it. Before something can happen in your natural world, it must take place in the spirit world and the astral world. Before it hits the physical world, it got to go through the astral plane.
Yes, the mind is very powerful. It doesn't know the difference between reality and the things that we imagine.
Okay, let me explain this. I'm glad Kanisha brought that up. Your mind, or your subconscious mind, is only there to produce the realities that you want to live. It's not there to decipher whether you want to believe a lie and be damned or believe the truth and live. Whatever you focus that energy, that ache on, that's what it's going to manifest in your reality or your physical. This is why I say about people understanding what the mind is. Not the brain, but the mind, the subconscious part of you, the divine part of you. When somebody manipulates your mind, this is why advertisement is so important. Because if a commercial can trick your mind that you're hungry after you have already eaten, you're going to go out and get some more food. If a commercial or a certain type of marketing can convince you that you need another pair of black shoes, you're going to do it. A lot of us, whether we want to admit it or not, you're not in control of your mind. Our people have more influence of your mind than you actually have. They tell you how to feel. And what I mean by that, you can be feeling good and go around certain people and they say certain things. Now you ain't feeling good. It doesn't matter what they say is true or false. You change your energy. Am I talking about ignoring facts and reality? No. What I am saying is, once you get information and you become aware of a reality that is either trying to happen or you want to happen, that's when you start compiling information to make it more of a consistent reality or you want to bring that reality to an end, or you want to prohibit that forever being a reality?
They use colors, emotion.
Yeah, they also use music. Cause when you feeling good, you spinning good. We all done it. You went into the store for one thing, and you come out with other stuff because they put. Let me tell you something. When they want to sell to children, they put their products eye level with children. When they want to sell certain things to women, they put. This is why every store or every business is strategically placed to get the people to feel that they need to take that off the shelf. I'm a Sagittarius. I don't like to be without stuff, so I buy extra. So when I went and bought, I was at Bravo and I saw cacao. I had already been searching. I had already bought cocoa for the flavanols, but I also saw the cacao does the same thing. So when I saw that the bag, I grabbed it. But I'm a Sagittarian. I grabbed that one they had. I'm a different kind of consumer. We all are consumers. Because I don't know when you're going to get this again. And I don't want to run out. So, would somebody say it's selfish? You can say whatever you want to say. I call it abundance. You call it what you can call it whatever you need for you to feel however you want to feel. But I call it the abundance. And so therefore, I can have a steady and consistent supply of what I have need of. This is why I tell y'all, if you got certain things that you claim, not me, that you need and you don't want to run out, don't buy one instant. Don't get one this or one that. Because if you find yourself in a situation that you got to be consistent, now you got to wait on me. I might be doing a ceremony. I might be in the water. I might be in the ocean. I might be in the wood. And I can get to your order when I get to it.
Cacao nibs are good to add to smoothies and yogurt.
I didn't eat them straight up. On the smoothie I be getting is acai. Very good. I don't care how many times you agree with my teaching. If you're not applying them, you cannot create the reality that the teachings offer. When you feel in your mind that you got to wait till you get something to get something, then you create delay in your life. Because you can obtain what God got for you in spite of not having received certain things yet. If you are living in that mindset of daily bread. God supplied for the 12 hours of light, and he supplies for the 12 hours of night. All 24 hours. Every shift is covered. Every hour, every second, every minute is covered. Tomorrow will take care of itself. I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm gonna put my stuff into the vehicle to make sure it's already there. So all I gotta do is take a bath in the morning, or refresh myself, and get on the road. And I'm glad I actually Googled MapQuest, GPS I should say, so I have a realistic mental idea how much time. Normally it take me 3 hours, but where he living now is 3 hours and 4 minutes. And I know I gotta go to the bank in the morning. All I'm trying to do, melanated people, is to show you how your own mind when you don't understand your own consciousness, can play tricks on you based off of the information that you've already received. When you are already pre-programmed to think and to feel, how do you know those are your feelings? How do you know you are truly against what I'm saying? When you are going based off of what you were programmed to believe and to think. I told you guys this story before, but I'll reiterate it again. One incident was with my first wife with kiwi, the fruit kiwi. And she was asking me did I want some kiwi. So she showed me the kiwi fruit. I said I don't eat white people food. I was pre-programmed that there's a difference between white people food and black people food. Whether black people cooking certain foods or not, I still in my mind seen that. So her being a Sagittarius too, she ended up making a fruit salad. So after I had gorged her down, because y'all know I'm big on my vegetables and my fruits. So after I done devoured the bowl of fruit, she said, how did you like it? I said, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Then that's what she said. It was kiwi in it. I said, who? She said, that was kiwi in it. Then she said, Sam, why you say you don't like stuff and you don't even know? You don't even know what it is. You can be programmed before you ever get to an event or a situation or a person. And your mind is already made up. That's why when you have jurors that are already racist, they ain't heard the case, they ain't heard the evidence, they ain't heard nothing. And they can sit through the whole process and you're already guilty. Their mind already made up. Or you're already innocent. Depending on how they have been programmed. And this is why lawyers pick certain jurors or dismiss certain jurors. Because based off their answers, it's telling them their mindset. If you don't believe in death penalty and this lawyer is trying to get the death penalty, then quite naturally he doesn't want a person on a jury that already has a mindset against death penalty. And that means that that lawyer got to work extra hard trying to convince the person that mind already made up that they are against death penalty. Magic, energy, frequency, vibration is not different. That's why I care about how you think. That's why I care about what you think about your situation. Do you believe you're gonna live and not die? Do you already believe you're gonna do the best that you can and whatever happens, happens? It depends on your state of what you're allowing and not allowing. Depending on what you allow to flow through your life and manifest in your life in reality versus what you're not. I know they want me to feel like I'm feeling bad, and I'm not feeling bad. I don't feel good, but I ain't feeling bad. But that's the spirit's job to convince me not to go tomorrow. I'm gonna say this again. People that are trying to block you and hinder you from certain successes and things, certain thoughts will start coming to your mind. Certain feelings will start coming to your mind. Certain events will start happening, trying to prohibit you from living the reality that you have declared for your own life. And your mind plays a lot in that, whether it happens or not. I had an incident about the bagel. I was on my job, and I was one of my white cohorts. She was telling me about, have I ever had bagel and blue cheese? I said I don't eat white people food. I just want to show y'all how where I was married, I had that same mindset, and now I'm at the workforce with the same mindset. So she said, Sammy, most of them call me Sammy. She said, Sammy, how do you know you don't like it if you ain't never had it? And it was a blueberry bagel with blue cheese. So what she said was, I tell you what, it did get a piece of it and try. If you don't like it, spit it out. When I tell you, I was so surprised. Not only did I like it, how much I enjoyed the taste of that bagel with that blue cream cheese. I want y'all to understand how many situations and circumstances in your life that you miss out on because you are already pre-programmed in your mind, in your consciousness about something. You done already pre-program your mind how people gonna feel about you. Oh, they got a problem with gay people. They got a problem with black people. They got a problem with... I don't live my life like that. I believe that all things work together for the good of them that love God and are called according to His purpose. I want you to start regulating your own consciousness. Regulating what thoughts you allow to take root. What thoughts that you have playing in the background. My grandmother on my dad's side, well, she had she's my great grandmother because my dad's mom passed away early in my life. But his mom, they call mom, I've always called her grandma. So, and she been in church all her days, as far as I know. And we were at Duffy's after church. We'll get us something to eat at Duffy's, and there was music playing, but it wasn't loud, and it was but it was secular music, and before she knew it, she had done started tapping her foot. The vibration and the lyrics, everything, she had them picked up. Been in church all from Sunday school to church, and now we go at Duffy. But because that music and that vibration, she had them picked up and started tapping her feet. And started moving and grooving to that music. It just happened just like, that's how subconscious, where somebody can affect you subconsciously through music, through marketing, through words, through sound, through color. And don't say it don't affect you, because it does. Trump is not trying to make everybody afraid. He's trying to get a certain amount of people that is afraid. Just like you don't have to win an election with all people's vote, you just got to get the majority of votes. A lot of y'all think that people that out here conning and trick working and doing all that, they're trying to convince and fool everybody. They just need to fool you. They need to just get over on you. They need to outfox you. The same concept is true when I come out here and seek people that I resonate with. Am I trying to convince? No. Only people that are going to apply what I'm teaching is people that resonate with what I'm saying. They're not just going to hear what I'm saying. They're going to actually apply what I'm saying. So they don't get tricked. They don't put off today for tomorrow. Let me tell you something. One thing that Minister Mario said before he passed away, and Mother Susan was present when he said this, and he was not trying, but he was endeavoring to get $20,000 out of his 401k. And I was saying, I was telling him, Mario, I said, why are you touching that money? You need that for retirement. That's where my mind was. And he said these words because it has haunted me since he said that. And that's why I changed a lot of how I've been living because of that situation or one of those situations. And he said, what good is $20,000 going to be good for me if I'm dead? I have never forgot that. And some of y'all are looking at your account and you're not understanding. What good is the number in your account if you dead? This is why when I love when people are fighting for their life or fighting for things and they saying, I do whatever. Because they realize if they don't do whatever, nobody else is going to do whatever. And somebody's going to spend that same money that you trying to save up for whatever reason, and they're not going to spend it on you. What's up, my jealous sweet? And that's what reinforced me even more to go after the things I desire in the ultra and obtain things that I want to obtain. Because it don't matter what you build or store up on this earth, you can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. Somebody look at me and say, well, Apostle, you always buying clothes. Now, if my kids, if something happens to me and they get a couple outfits with tags on them, yeah, I promise you, it was accidental. Accidental. I'm going to live my life, whatever that consists of. I'm not going to be delusional and thinking that because I work so hard that somebody's going to value the things that I work hard for. I'm going to work my cauldrons. I'm going to work my reaches. I'm going to work my loas. I'm going to engage with people that want to engage with me. I'm not going to let my mind play tricks on me. I'm not going to let somebody make me think that I don't deserve certain things. Every day that I live outside of my retirement or making that decision, I know every single day I made the right decision. It affirms I made the right decision. To my heart and to my mind. Even though there's times that I was fearful about making that decision and what life would be like outside of a weekly paycheck. Or a paycheck that was full of overtime. A paycheck that I had so much seniority. And since I've been obeying God in that aspect, I have not regretted one day of being retired. I live beyond what comes in. Because God is always making a way for me. Supplying my needs according to his riches. Not my riches. His riches of glory. Your mindset matters. What you focus on matters. If you are still wavering in your thoughts about a decision, revise that decision. That you can be more concrete and more consistent. Whether you decide to continue in that decision and format, or whether you decide to stop and cease and redirect your energy and your mind. That's your choice. That's the power of being sovereign. That's the power of being made in the image and the likeness of the divine. I really hope that melanated people would understand the reasons why you are having the events in the circumstance and situation is because neglecting regulation of mind. Whatever situation is going on in your life, you're allowed it to manifest, or you're allowing it to try to manifest. And you have opened a door in your subconscious mind. It's all good to protect yourself from people, but people, let me explain like this. Even though people working on you, if you find yourself in a situation like this, some part of your mind has to agree with what they're speaking for it to have something to attach to. Something about the way you think about yourself allows the negativity that they're speaking and praying regarding you to anchor itself in your reality. When they were sending suicide spirits and thoughts to me, I love myself too much. I know damn well that ain't how I think. Whether I'm riding high or riding low, whether everything working out for me or nothing working out for me at all, I don't think that. Some things you need to know where them thoughts are coming from. And let me say this. People don't have to care that you think like that. People don't have to validate that you think the way that you're thinking. Because that is the reality that you're choosing. As a grown adult woman or man. Gay, straight, bi, rich, poor, fat, skinny, black, light skin, edges, no edges, teeth, no teeth. You make those choices. You choose to live in certain levels of reality. And you need to, I'll take that back. You don't need to do nothing. You need to understand how your mind works and how your mind can trick you into a reality and have you living a delusion and eating fruit of that same delusion and find yourself at a dead end road and you've been on that dead end road the whole time. Because in your mind, you can see daylight at the end of the tunnel of that dead road. And it doesn't exist. The light came from your own imagination. Don't fool yourself. That is not a Mercedes-Benz you're driving. That is a Toyota. Don't fool yourself. Yes, having a business will be nice, but you're lazy. Don't fool yourself. If you're not willing to work your vision, work your dream, work your conjure, your mysticism, then understand other people's realities will become a part of your life. I like what Trump said. When people are saying they didn't vote for what's happening, he said, yes, they did. I love that. Yes, they did. They didn't know it was going to affect them like that. And that's the same thing about you. You allowed them thoughts to come into your mind. You didn't know they were going to affect you like they was going to affect you. But you did allow that. You voted for that. You gave permission for that. Those stream of thoughts from your mother, your father, your family. You allowed those thoughts to run rampant in your subconscious and to feed off your own energy, own ache, own chi, own pride. I appreciate y'all giving me y'all time. I got to go get something to eat. And pack this car. But I felt like it was so important for me to get this message. Thank you for the donation for many of you guys giving towards my trip tomorrow. I thoroughly appreciate it. I don't want nobody to think, I don't care whether it's big or small, that I don't appreciate stuff, because I really do. This is a lot of work out here, and I'm out here doing this by myself with the support of many people. because whatever they don't do, I have to make the difference. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna be allowed to show, but y'all know how I do it. If I can show something, I show it. Because I want y'all to be a part of the journey, whether you choose to be a part of that. You sent for instant. Was that your usual reversal? Jelly Sweets, was that your usual for reversal? Reversal and instance. When I tell you that black sea oil ain't nothing to play with, I don't know what I talked to Tree about it. I got you. I'm doing it now. That oil of oregano. I don't know what Trump and them trying to do to kill us all, but I should be feeling really bad, muscles aching, and I don't feel none of it. I feel like it's almost out of my system. Take care of yourself. It's a dog-eat-dog world. They'll kill us if they could. And when they find a weakness, they come in. So take care of yourself. Stay on your herbs, your vitamins, your oils. I did get some Ricolas, but I think cause of my head feeling, I'm gonna take some feverfew. I always take and have ride with me everything I need. I get that from my mom. It's best to have a tool and not need it, and then need it and not have it. Always be prepared. The older you get, always keep what you need close, near by you. So if something jump off, you can attend to your needs. All right? Much love. Don't forget to comment and also the takeaways.